everybody. Welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Thursday, March 4th, 2021. I'm Jeremy Crosby. Hope you had a wonderful day. Glad you're joining us tonight for another edition of TF. And we have a very special edition of Talking Fitchburg today. We are going to be talking with Adam Dorn, and he has set up another great guest. And we'll be talking with the Professional Firefighters of Wisconsin Charitable Foundation. Michael will be joining us here in just a few minutes to talk with us. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of great things that that organization does and how Fitchburg Fire also participates in some of the great work that this organization does for firefighters and fire departments across the state of Wisconsin. So a lot to get to on that. It's a two-part interview. I'm looking forward to sharing that with you coming up here in just a little bit of time. So let's get right into our headlines. And we start with the Fitchburg Recreation Department. If you missed our show on Tuesday, well, I want to make sure to remind you that we have a slew of programs coming back to the Fitchburg Recreation Department. There is a caveat to this. Of course, first and foremost, it says here, to help ensure everyone's safety and health, we will be following current protocols outlined by Public Health of Madison and Dane County as it pertains to our programs. And you can check out those details online at the Public Health of Madison and Dane County for information. But it's important to know that either way, when it comes to these programs, and Andrew's showing you the different ones here, they could cancel out based on if changes happen with public health. That's at the discretion of the Fitchburg Recreation Department. So we want you to get signed up. If you are interested in learning more or have any questions, certainly you can contact our friend Austin, and he'll hook you up with the information you need. But a lot of stuff out there, and want to make sure that you do get signed up and get your kids signed up, and including summer programs on there as well. All right, turning our attention to the Fitchburg Police Department, participating in a big investigation for many years, and it leads to a man being sentenced for sex trafficking of minors. This investigation began with a missing juvenile report made to the Fitchburg Police Department. Eventually involves multiple local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies. Prosecutors assigned to this case shared that it would not have been possible without the hard work and dedication Detective Jeff Wisling. He's part of the Fitchburg Police Department. Detective Wisling has spent considerable time working on this case, collaborating with other law enforcement agencies and working with victims. Over the last 3 years, human trafficking is a significant issue in Wisconsin and the Midwest. The Human Trafficking Institute ranked Wisconsin 6th for tracking cases in 2019. A major component of combating human trafficking is increasing awareness and understanding of issues. For more information, and we do have some links here on the page if you want to learn more about or how you could help stop sex trafficking here in the state of Wisconsin and beyond. That's information is related to, or information there is on your screen. All right, from MG&E, deferred payment agreements for residential residents in Wisconsin. Have you fallen behind on your MG&E bill and cannot pay it in full by the due date? MG&E is here to help. A deferred payment plan or agreement, DPA is a plan for you to pay your current bill and a portion of the past due bills each month until you are caught up. The MG&E's customer service team will work with you to create a personalized payment agreement. Your ability to pay something now, even in minimal, will help you avoid any further collection action and potential late payment fees. You can make those arrangements Monday through Friday, and that information is on your screen. All right, that does it for our headlines. Coming up next, we open up our guest segment today, a two-parter. Again, we'll be checking in with Adam Dorn, bringing another special guest to the show. That's next right here on Talking Fitchburg.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
After you joined our family, it was like I really do feel complete now.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today is a familiar face, Adam Dorn, and Dorn has lined us up with yet another great guest here. Adam, we really appreciate your hard work this year on bringing in all these great guests, and we've got another one lined up for us. Tell us who we're bringing on the show today.
Yeah, thanks, Jeremy. Thanks for having me back again. Today we've got a guy that has it been like 10, 12 years, something like that, Mike? We go back to our college days. We got our bachelor's degrees together at UW Oshkosh. He's on Oshkosh Fire. He's become the executive director for the Professional Firefighters of Wisconsin Charitable Foundation. He's been doing a lot of awesome work with smoke detector programs throughout the state, along with numerous other things. And I don't want to take any more of his time. So for our pleasure and our viewers' pleasure, we have Mike Wass with us today.
Oh, thanks for that great introduction, Adam. That's a lot to live up to. I'm Mike Wass, the Executive Director of the Professional Firefighters of Wisconsin Charitable Foundation. We're a 501c3 public charity, and it's our mission to be service champions for burn survivors, firefighters, and safe communities all across the state. We like to think that everyone is touched by the work we do, whether through our fire safety and prevention initiatives or through the work we do to support firefighters and their families during times of need. Obviously, our goal is to prevent fires and burns from happening at all, but when a burn injury does occur, we are there to provide meaningful support to burn survivors of all ages and all stages of recovery. So we have a number of things under our umbrella as fire safety goes. We have an annual fire safety newspapers and education program that we print. It's also available digitally on our website. Friday we'll be announcing the contest winners for this year, but there's great content from providers throughout the country there. We have the smoke alarm, or the WizSafe, the Wisconsin Smoke Alarm Fire Education Coalition under our umbrella. And currently we're providing smoke alarms to fire departments to install in at-risk populations in their communities. To date, in the last 5 or 6 years now, there's been more than 24,000 smoke alarms and over 225 fire departments participating across the state. So we're really proud of that. And every once in a while we get a success story where a family did make it out alive because of one of the smoke alarms we provided. So we're very proud of that fact. We also have the Wisconsin Fire Sprinkler Coalition under our umbrella, where we work to identify and overcome the barriers to the acceptance of fire sprinklers in current and future generations of homes. So a lot there. But overall, just service champions for burn survivors, firefighters, and safe communities all across the state.
Yeah, Mike, you're right. It's an umbrella of amazing services out there. I guess breaking it down a little bit, let's talk on the education front, especially since Adam is here with us and he is doing our education here for fire safety here in the city of Fitchburg. What can your organization provide folks like Adam, who's trying to bring fire safety to the community?
Well, really all we can. There's no limit. We're trying to apply for every grant or funding opportunity there is out there, trying to use our network of supporters and resources throughout the fire service to increase the safety in our communities. So working smoke alarms obviously provide a fighting chance for people. So we want everybody to check their smoke alarms monthly, and if they're older than 8 years old, to have those replaced. It's also the current building code requires smoke alarms in every bedroom, within 6 feet of every bedroom, and on every floor of the house. We also have the newspapers and education that I mentioned, that we provide those to really anybody that can use them now, whether it be a community organization, a fire department, and schools. We print anywhere from 300,000 to 500,000 copies a year, and get those out to the fire departments. They go in the 11 Gannett papers throughout the state on the Sunday that commence Fire Prevention Week. So really excited about that, and we provide about 6 months of engagement. So there's poster contests, teacher essay contests, a digital version on our website, pffwcf.org/fire safety. We'll take you right there, and there's a nice digital version, and it touches on all things, from why you should close your door when you sleep at night, to fire sprinklers, to even some STEM content from Underwriters Laboratory, on fire investigation. NFPA provides some content on how smoke alarms work. And we have all the back issues going back. I think so we're in our 23rd year now, so we're pretty excited about that. But today's fire landscape is different than it was 20, 30, 40 years ago. Fires burn faster and kill quicker. So our job of prevention is more important than ever. They used to say you had about 17 minutes to escape a burning home. Now that's down to 3. And that's because of all the synthetic materials we have in our house, the plastics, the combustibles. That stuff burns very toxic and like gasoline, as well as modern constructions. Lightweight trusses, hydrous floors tend to burn hotter, quicker, and fail sooner, affecting the safety of occupants escaping, as well as firefighters attacking those fires.
Yeah, it's in your business, overall, it is forever a changing landscape, and something that we've been able to share throughout the years is how much education is both important on obviously the public settings, but also from a firefighter or a police officer, EMS. You folks are constantly training for the next best practice, if you will, to meet these challenges. Mike, before we ask another question, Adam, quickly, from stuff that that Mike and the charity and this foundation provides, what are some of the stuff that, and I assume we're associated with this, so let's not make any assumptions, but assume we are associated with Mike's and this organization. What are some of the materials that you have used or received from Mike in this organization?
Yeah, so the PFFW Charitable Foundation has really been helping us the last couple of years now with the newspapers and education. We've got those out to the schools. It's something that we hadn't done previously, but we really were working hard on it last year and the year before. I believe the first time that we did it, we ended up having like 2 or 3 winners of the coloring contest here from the Fitchburg area in the schools in our city. So that was really cool to see. We have also participated in the WISSAFE program with the smoke alarms. We've had, I think it was around 50 smoke detectors that we had and we installed, and we focused on the elderly population that had owned their own single family homes, that we could go in and help them with smoke detectors that way. We do have some attachments with the sprinkler aspect of it. We're working on getting more involved with that aspect. But those are some of the big things that we've done with them in the last, let's just say 5 years.
Yeah, and again, we really appreciate. Oh, Mike, sorry to jump in there.
Oh no, I wasn't saying anything, but Fitchburg is an amazing partner. Being real near to us in Madison, but the members are incredible. Inside and outside the fire service, was connecting resources. Chief Paulvermacher, we actually go back a long time too. He was actually my instructor when I entered the fire service in 2001. So we've always kept in contact, and he's helped me throughout my career. But getting the word out, they helped us earlier this year or last year with COVID, and we used some of our partnerships and distributed hand sanitizer to apartments with our burn camp or summer camp for burn injured youth. They did some media interviews, and Fitchburg has been a great partner and a backdrop for using their fire stations and their incredible fire stations as a backdrop. So that's been really great. And now we're working on all kinds of things together. I mean, we're even diving into firefighter mental health, which is a huge issue for everybody with COVID and around the country, but firefighters especially. So we, in the next couple of weeks, we'll be releasing some research and some data that we collected, and Fitchburg has been a big partner in helping us do that. So we're really excited.
That's really awesome to hear, and we're glad as a community and stuff that you and Adam are out there helping us creating these avenues for education and bringing things to light that probably weren't brought to light in the past. Tell you what, guys, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. I want to hear more about the burn survivor support group in some of that area, especially being Burn Awareness Week earlier in the month. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back here with Mike from the Professional Firefighters of Wisconsin and Adam Dorn from Fitchburg Fire. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
Find good stuff at Goodwill and bring good home.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Well, welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Continuing conversation today, Adam Dorn has set us up with yet another great guest. And Mike here from Professional Firefighters of Wisconsin Charitable Foundation is with us. And as we continue the conversation here, you had mentioned right before we went to the break about the Burn Survivor Camp and earlier talking about your Burn Survivor Support Group. Tell us a little bit about the Burn Survivor Support first, and we can talk about some of the charity and the camp surrounded that.
Sure. Well, our Burn Survivor Support Program is one of our four main areas of programming. And our goal there is to provide meaningful support to burn survivors of all stages and in all stages of recovery. We do this through things like burn awareness, promoting burns, well, really all year round through newspapers and education, through Burn Awareness Week. We're a part of the UW Burn Board, and we just hosted our second annual Burn Ball, which we made a $100,000 commitment over the next 5 years to name the new family lounge inside the new UW Burn Center to increase their capabilities there. So we're really proud of that, and that's going very well. As well as putting out education and awareness throughout the year. We also provide aftercare programming. So after treatment has taken place at any Wisconsin burn centers, whether it be Children's, Columbia, St. Mary's, and Milwaukee, or right here in Madison with the UW Burn Center, our aftercare programs address some of the mental aspects and what it's like to be a burn survivor, which is not easy. Burn survivors go through, unimaginable pain and hardships that they say that's one of the worst type of injuries anybody can ever go through. Pain is off the scale. The treatment, which finding out more about, is just incredible. I've been going to our burn camp or summer camp for burn injured youth for over 20 years now, and as a visitor on Visitors Day. But the last 5 or 6 years, being a part of the board and as the executive director, really seeing what these kids go through year after year. So Burn Camp is kind of our flagship program that we're best known for. And what started 27 years ago now is just a grassroots run firefighter organization that just wanted to provide these kids with a summer camp where they don't have to worry about the world around them, their appearance or anything else is going on, and just be kids. Is really transformed into a aftercare program where we're focusing on mental health and developing programming to help the kids integrate back into social circles to heal mentally as well as physically, and create that community and network of support that will last a lifetime. And we're able to measure the incremental year after year progress that these kids are making. It's really amazing. You can actually see some of the billboards from Adams Outdoor around the Madison area about our programming, and some of our burn survivors got to model there. One is the librarian, Tanya Bulchin in Fitchburg, which we're very proud of. She does a great job. Another one, Eli Iceland, and Sun Prairie is actually now a firefighter in Sun Prairie. So
Wow.
our burn survivors, over the last 26 years, up over 1,000, providing those unique summer camp experiences, which is just a 1-week summer camp to help these kids. And all of what I said is kind of the background, but at the end of the day, that's where kids go to be kids and not worry about the world around them.
Yeah, and that is so important because, like you said, the recovery it brings so many different challenges and is unique to any other type of recovery as that lays out. I think the camp is great. If people wanted to get involved with the camp, how can they donate, or how can they help out in that front?
Well, there's so many ways to get involved. As any nonprofit or organization out there, everybody has something to give, whether it's time, money, or expertise. All the information's on our website as far as all the programs that we do. Burn camp specifically under our Burn Survivor Support tab on our website. There's opportunities via our Amazon wish list, volunteer opportunities. Camper applications usually become available around April or May. And staff applications are usually a month prior to that. So we're working a bunch of contingency plans with COVID and everything else right now. Last year, we actually had a virtual camp format, which we relied on partners across the state, local departments to bring that camp experience to the kids because we weren't able to socially gather. So this year, we're working on having an in-person camp is our main goal, and taking all the safeguards and following all the local, state, and CDC guidelines that are out there. But that's really how we get involved. Every little bit helps, and everything is put to great use. So we really appreciate it. And please contact us with any questions.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll make sure we get to that here at the end. Share some of that information. So an area that Adam has helped make awareness to this year, especially, is he's brought us talking more about a firefighter and firefighter's life day in, day out. We've talked about cancer prevention in firefighters already this year. Firefighter support is also another important piece to your organization. Just kind of highlight some of the stuff that you do when it comes to the support of our firefighters here in the state of Wisconsin.
Sure. Our chairman, Malin Mitchell, longtime Fitchburg resident and president of the Professional Firefighters of Wisconsin, always says, firefighters see people on the worst days of their lives. And when people are at their worst, we have to be at our best. So whatever, may be, we adapt to cold weather. We talked about a little earlier. People can definitely help us out by shoveling hydrants and everything like that. The physical health, we try to put out some awareness programs and create opportunities for firefighters that way. But mental health is really an area of growth. There are some really shocking statistics out there about firefighters and mental health, and we are working on a program right now to kind of take that that data that was either created by the media or different organizations and partner with Rogers Behavioral Health on making that clinically and statistically significant. So what we're seeing is that 95% of firefighters are reporting that there is some kind of critical incident stress that they've encountered in their career that has caused negative stress. And I don't want to say too much because they're still analyzing the data, but that kind of snowballs throughout their career. And we're seeing that persist at all ranks, at all years of service, and is really affecting our firefighters. So this is something we really have to pay attention to and provide the resources for firefighters to use. And make it so they actually use it. So a lot of that involves changing the culture, really eliminating stigma, and everything else. So that's one of our main areas of focus right now. And Chief Paul Vermacher has done a lot of work, and we'll really use him as a resource. And there's so much more coming that way, and we're looking forward to getting some of our firefighters soon.
Absolutely, yeah, super important. Dorn's familiar with me running on an ambulance for many years, and when you talk about stigma and in public safety, I can contest to it that last thing I ever want to do is see an ambulance show up in front of my house, let alone a fire truck for that matter, unless you're giving me high fives or air high fives. But it's hard sometimes to take care of your own self when you're in this mode of helping people all this time. You just put that behind you, and I'm glad that that there is support out there and that this is being researched more. Adam, quickly, just to tie us into Fitchburg a little bit too, as far as firefighter support goes, it's no big secret that Fitchburg has been instrumental in studying some of this stuff, but also just on a regular basis for working with organizations like Mike has here. How's that work in the Fitchburg world?
Yeah, it's one of those things like we were talking about before. It's nothing that that we think about all the time as far as when we first get into the field, but it's something that needs to be done. It's taken a while for us to develop the program, but now that our program is up and running, it definitely has helped. We haven't used it. I won't say we haven't used it a lot in Fitchburg ourselves, because I know we have, but I know we've gone to help other departments with their, I'm going to call it the mental health end of our response, to help them process some of the things that they have seen and been part of. And that has had dramatic effects on their departments and our people. So it's helped them get back into the place, to the mindset that they need to be in to help other people. And it's also shown us how important that program really is. So it's one of those things that's not really seen or heard a lot about, but it's extremely beneficial.
Absolutely. Well, Mike, I really, really, really appreciate your time today, sharing some information with you. Let this be an open door, an open invitation to come back and let us help you spread any of the good word that we can of what the organization is doing. And thank you just so much for your years of service in fire and public safety. I'll always have a special part for all of you guys, the men and women that do that every day. And organizations like this are what are making a difference in helping education, which is the biggest thing in my opinion when it comes to fire safety. So Mike, love to have you back. Thank you so much for the time. And for people who do want to learn more about your organization, where can they go?
Go to our website, www.pffwcf.org. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And if anybody has any questions, please reach out to me.
Sounds good. Dorn, thank you as always as well. We'll catch back up with you a little bit later in the month. And again, appreciate everybody's time today. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps.
Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
It takes all of us to slow the spread of the coronavirus. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and stay home unless absolutely necessary. Use a delivery service for essential items like food and medicine. If you must make essential trips, stay 6 feet apart from other people. Wear a cloth face covering and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds as often as possible. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Wrapping up the show for the day, I want to thank Mike again from the Professional Firefighters of Wisconsin Charitable Foundation for helping us out and sharing all the great information. We'll get this posted up on our website and, of course, on our social media pages. So you can go back and listen to this interview. And you should check out, Dorn has been killing it this year with great guests. And we're so excited. He'll be bringing some more guests coming up later this year. And next one we'll be talking about home sprinkler systems. So we're just tickled to have these great guests on. All right, as we wrap up here, remember you can stay connected with Fact TV. There it is. Andrew says, join us right now. Have a great day, everybody.